righty, we're back again to talk a little NFL
Football.
football. We're going to do a little recap of Week 13 first, and
then do a preview of Week 14.
some predictions on Week 14. Already up to Week 14.
That's crazy.
It's just ticking away. We're getting closer and closer and closer to those playoffs, which is exciting. But we'll do a little recap here. Week 13, we started off the exciting week on Thursday night with them Cowboys, baby, beating those Saints. Who would have thought that, man?
I mean,
I didn't
that's
think
impossible.
I'm a Cowboys fan, and I didn't think that. Held them to 10 points.
The Saints, of all the teams in the NFL, you could hold to 10 points.
Kamara, one of my favorite players, he had like 36 yards rushing. It was incredible.
Dominant.
That was a dominant defense. I did not see that coming.
I mean, they didn't even give the Saints any life.
No, they had like 70-something yards at halftime and only like 179 or something the whole entire game.
Less than 200 yards. That's the
less
first
than 200
time
yards,
in
but-
the Drew Brees, Sean Payton era that's happened.
Yeah, so the Cowboys came to play. They may not ever come to play another game the rest of the year, but they came to play that game. That was exciting.
And
That
they've
was-
got a leg up on everybody else on the NFC East.
And we did take the Cowboys and the points. So we actually won that one. We didn't win many this week because it was a weird week of football. But we'll go ahead and jump on into
But
Sunday.
hey, Dak Prescott didn't turn the ball over. Well, he fumbled 3 times or 2 times.
He fumbled
but-
twice.
He fumbled twice, but
Their
no
offense-
interceptions.
Honestly, that's the thing about it. They're going to get against a team that's going to score 20 points, and you got to score more than 13. So they need to work on their offense there. We had the Broncos at the Bengals. Bengals don't have a team left.
Yeah,
hardly.
that's just completely messed up with injuries.
Broncos are surging. They're up to 6-6 now. They won 24-10. So.
But at a cost for the
Yes.
Broncos.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Chris Harris, their starting corner.
He's out for he may come back by the time they reach the playoffs, if they reach the
If
playoffs.
they go to the playoffs.
Without him, that secondary is definitely not as good. So they may not even make the playoffs now, but they are surging right now. We had the Bears. This is one of the weird upsets of the week.
Yes,
On
this
top.
one was just weird.
Bears at the Giants.
But they did not have Trubisky for the second straight week.
No. And Eli looked decent. They won in overtime.
When Eli looks good, the Giants just flow well.
Yeah, Giants upset them 30-27 in overtime. Overtime. So that was another good, exciting game. One that you didn't think would be exciting. You figured
Yeah,
that'd be a
it went to
blowout.
overtime, so there you go.
Another weird upset, man. Your Panthers.
Man, they've...
They were at Tampa Bay, but the Tampa Bay beat them 24-17.
The
Cam threw.
4. Not uno, dos, tres,
But
cuatro.
intercepciones. That was
Horrible.
horrible. They've lost 4 in a row now. They need to really turn it around. Hopefully they will.
The collapse is on in Carolina.
Yeah. And you didn't see it come. I told you, the Steelers and the Panther game, that game broke both teams. Neither team has been worth the flips ever since that game. I don't know why. Something happened. Something like a vortex sucked them into the next dimension and spit back out the doppelganger, the bad
Yeah.
teams or something. I don't know, but both
But I can
teams
tell
have-
you the issues of this Panther team. Turnover. Not even the offense is playing well anymore.
No.
The defense continues to give up big plays.
They did fire a couple defensive coordinators, didn't they? They fired their defensive line coach and somebody. What was it?
Defensive line coach and someone else on the defense. But
Yeah. Hopefully, maybe that'll
And
shake
the
them up a
secondary
little
coach,
bit.
that
Yeah,
was
the
the-
secondary. Yeah, maybe that'll shake them up a little bit. Maybe that'll so. We had the Colts at the Jaguars. Shockers, man. Constant shockers.
Yes,
The
this
Co-
week was just odd.
The Colts scored
Just laid it-
0.
First time in Andrew Luck's career that he's not put a point on the board.
How about the lack of offense this week? Drew Brees had his lowest performance since he's been there with Peyton. Andrew Luck had 0 points, first time ever. The Jaguars beat him 6-0. Man, that's a baseball score. That had to be BORING, boring. It was boring to watch that game. What if you're sitting there going, "Good gracious, will somebody please score a touchdown here?" But that was another weird game. Yeah.
Jacksonville's defense, probably one of the best defensive performances they've had all season.
Well, Jalen Ramsey, he's mouthy, but he is probably the best DB in the game. So I guess that's just what shut her down. We had the Browns at the Texans. Finally, one turned out the way that we figured it would. The Texans are just dominant, and they won 29-13.
The Browns came back down to earth this week.
Yeah, and they're a rookie team. They're going to have rookie struggles. They've lost too many early games to really make it into the playoffs, but they got 4 wins, which is
Better than last year
and the year before.
and the year before.
Both. Oh, you can put all 3 years put together in this. We had the Jets at the Titans. It took a late minute comeback by the Titans, but they did beat the Jets 26-22.
Big L, we're sorry.
Hey, just Big Al, just one step closer to getting rid of Todd Bowles. That's all this is.
I mean, I think they came back from a large deficit too.
Yeah, it was what 22 to
10.
10 or something like that.
Yeah, that's gotta sting.
Yeah.
Toilet bowls cannot be fired quick enough.
And this was almost an upset. The Chiefs at the Raiders. The Raiders actually kept it to 7 points, 40-33, but the Raiders still lost. We knew the Raiders were going to win. So.
The Raiders are 2-10, Dad.
And now the Chiefs have no Kareem Hunt.
Well, you probably heard in the news all the other people in the sports world.
Mm-hmm.
Kareem
Don't-
Hunt got into a bunch of crap this week.
And kicked off the team, and he's not on any teams right now. He's on the commissioner's exempt list, and he won't be on a team this year, and will probably be suspended for at least half the season, maybe the full season next year.
I mean,
So-
it's amazing how the tides turn.
Now, the main thing is, don't be stupid. I mean, you have to realize you said, I probably shouldn't do this.
I think like a
How stupid do you have to be?
A husband told his wife, "What would you want to eat today?" And the wife told him that she wanted stew. And he told him, "What kind of stew do you want?" And then she told him, "I want stupid."
Yeah. Oh, that's horrible. But he's got a whole lot of stew he's been eating on lately. We had the Chargers at the Steelers. That was a surprising game. The Steelers have lost
2 in a row.
2 in a row now.
And not in this kind of fashion. They
They choked it away. They were up 23 to
To
7 at halftime. And
lost.
Yeah, they were outscored 26-7 in the second half.
That kind of tells you who's the better team in that matchup. And
Yeah, the Chargers were on the road, man. It's a hard drive. It's a hard road from San Diego.
Pittsburgh
is L.A. From
Pittsburgh
LA.
is really, really tough to play.
I told
in.
you, ever since the Panthers-Steelers game, neither team's worth a flip.
Should that game have been deleted
I don't
from
know.
the existence of fabric of space and time?
We had the Ravens at the Falcons. I actually thought the Falcons would try to stand up and prove. They
No.
sucked. So
But hey,
we lost that draw, 26-16. And Lamar
Baltimore,
Jackson's won his first
three
now?
starts, but the defense of Baltimore.
The defense is what's winning the game.
Yes.
Yeah. Terrell Suggs has sucked some juice out of the
youth tank.
the fountain of youth, and he's back down to the mean old 80-mile-an-hour running Terrell Suggs that we all know and loves.
And the Baltimore's got a leg up on everybody else except for the Chargers and the wild card
And the
race.
Walker, but the Ravens got some tough games coming up. They do have some tough games coming up, which we will go over. Thank you very much. We had the Bills at the Dolphins. Man, the Dolphins won.
Well, the Dolphins are 6-6 and keeping their playoff hopes alive, but
Dolphins in the playoffs. You can't say Dolphins in the playoffs in the same sentence. I think you can't say that.
hey, look who you beat! You beat
Beat
the Bills.
in Miami, and only by 4. So, yeah. We had the Rams at the Lions. The Rams are the Rams, and the Lions are the Lions. The Rams won 30-16.
Well, Sean McVay, one of the brightest young coaches
He
in the
is a
league.
genius. He's going to be, mark my word, the next Bill Belichick. He will have the Rams in the playoffs
Every
for 15 years.
single season.
They may not win all the time, but he'll have them in the playoffs. I bet you almost every year.
Do you think of a Rams dynasty in the future?
I do. As long as he's there and they've got a healthy quarterback.
Well, Jared Goff, he's looking like a really solid quarterback.
He is, yeah.
Even though they had a bye week this week and he had a little bit of a rough go against the Lions. But he's one of the best future quarterbacks in the NFL.
Now, here's another shocker. The Cardinals went to Lambeau Field and won.
And beat the
Beat
Packers.
the Packers.
It
Beat them
was-
so bad the coach left with them. They fired him. Bye-bye. What?
Mike McCarthy's gone.
His 12 years?
12 years.
12 years,
Super
and
Bowl
one
trophy.
Super Bowl title, and out the door you go, bub.
That's what happens when your team
They're-
loses trust in you.
They've been going downhill slowly for the past 3 years, and I think it just came to the point where everybody realized
He's not the
it's
not the guy.
It's just not the time. And now I don't think McCarthy's a bad coach. I think he's going to end up somewhere. May even end up at the Browns. May end up at the Jets if the Jets get rid of Todd Bowles. Come get rid of Todd Bowles. But I mean, he could end up in quite a few different spots. I don't think he's done coaching.
I think Mike McCarthy for the Browns will be an interesting spot.
He could, yeah. We had the 49ers at the Seahawks. The Seahawks beat them at 27. They creamed them.
Yeah.
49ers, again, are pulling people off the street to play.
Yeah.
And the Seahawks are having a really good comeback season here. Young players are not supposed to be doing good, and they are doing good.
You got to appreciate the coaching job that Pete Carroll is doing.
Yeah.
He's a top 5 coach in the NFL, in
Yeah.
my opinion, at least.
Yeah, he is. We had the Vikings at the Patriots. We knew what was going to happen there. The Patriots pay all their tough games
At
home. It's the Patriot way, baby. They paid somebody a lot of money.
Who does he pay the schedule guy to do that for?
I don't know. Whoever does the schedule is a Patriot fan. Monday night we had the Redskins at the Eagles. The Redskins were on the backup quarterback, Colt McCoy. He got hurt, so they went to the third string quarterback they picked up just 2 weeks
A
ago,
butt fumble.
Sanchez. And they fumbled the ball, and he recovered it with his butt. So he ran into somebody's butt and fumbled the ball, and then he recovered the fumble with his butt. So, man, his legend just continues to grow. But the Eagles won it. The Eagles are sneaking back into the playoffs. Talk 28-13 there. And we better jump on over to week 14. Do a little predictions here. We've actually got some decent games this week. Thursday
my
night we got the
goodness.
Jaguars, who just skunked the Colts, going to the Titans
For Thursday night.
for Thursday night football. Titans are favored before. I think the Titans are going to bounce back.
What
Titans
kind
are
of
coming
Titan
along.
team are you going to get?
Well, they lost last week, so I think they'll win this week. It's sort of.
No, they lost. They won last week, and they're playing right now. They're playing Thursday night.
Oh
against-
yeah, that's right. They had to come back. So no, I think they'll win. I think the Titans are going to win this. Probably by 6 points. We got Sunday. Panthers at the Browns.
Okay. For those of you who don't know, I have a sister who is a Brown fan, and I'm a Panther fan.
So this is a family rivalry. The Browns are on the way up-ish.
And the
And
Panthers
the
are stuck.
Panthers are stuck right in the middle.
The Browns coming off a bad performance.
Just because of the Browns have a young team, I would probably lean towards the Panthers.
And they've made a couple of defensive coaching switches over the past.
That might normally when you rotate a couple coaches, it brings a little energy to the team. So I'll probably pick Panthers.
But if they fail me this time, I'm not picking them again.
Now here's an interesting game. We said the Ravens had some tough games coming up. They're at the Chiefs. Yeah. They've won 3 in a row. I don't think they win 4. I don't think they can go out and beat the Chiefs. I think it's going to be a 7+ point.
That's going to help Denver and Tennessee and Indianapolis.
Yeah.
And even Miami if they win upcoming week.
Oh, you quit with that Miami stuff. Yeah, Ravens at the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs win by 7 to 10
Arrowhead
points.
is,
Probably. Arrowhead's tough.
Arrowhead has the world record for the noisiest stadium in the world.
Here's another good one. We had the Saints going to the Bucks. Saints are favored by 8. I think they win by 15. I think the Bucks had their little time last week beating the Panthers, and now the Saints are going to go because
Squish 'em.
the Saints are coming off a loss and they're out to dominate somebody. So look out, Bucks.
The Bucks are
15 points.
The Bucks are about to be
15.
pillaged of all their goods and goodies.
We have the Giants at the Redskins. The Redskins are again pulling people off the streets to play ball too. The Giants they're starting to
Come
tend
together
up
a little bit.
So I'm going to pick the Giants. I think the Giants are going to win by 4 or more at the Redskins.
Wow, that's incredible, Dad. Do you think?
I think the Redskins are out of the playoffs now.
So
They've
do you
just, injuries have just decimated their team. They are just, they're down. Well, they lost.
It's just
they
lost
had
almost everybody on offense.
They had 2 offensive guards in the team that were backups to begin with, and both of them got hurt in the game. So
And Colt McCoy, he's gone now.
So they went to the backups of the backups, and the quarterback and the offensive line. It's just a mess
Just
for
a
them right
mess.
now. And they had a promising team starting out, and just
And consider who's at quarterback now.
sunshine. It'll be fun to watch, even if.
It'll be fun to watch even if he pulls a butt fumble.
Yeah, we got the Bengals at the Chargers. Chargers are favored by 14. It's probably going to be more like 20.
Phillip Rivers is going to decimate that defense.
The Bengals are also just decimated with injuries. They're starting quarterbacks out.
A.J. Green's
A.J.
gone.
Green just got he's gone. So Chargers in a blowout.
The Bengals are done. And what seemed like a promising start to the season is now in ashes.
You could have said that same sentence at this time every year for the past 3 or 4 years. It's a promising start for the Bengals. But then they didn't do anything. Broncos at the 49ers.
Dear heavens.
49ers are pulling people off the streets too. The Broncos will win by probably 7
The
to 10
49ers
points
and
too.
the 49ers and the Raiders are fighting right now to compete for the number 1 pick in the draft.
Yep.
And Denver's fighting for a playoff spot.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to pick us some Broncos. Give
Yes.
us a little orange crush.
Yes, we is. We got the Eagles at the Cowboys. Cowboys have the better defense.
Winner decides the leader of the NFC
Yeah,
East.
Dallas is at home. They've only lost 1 game at home. They just beat the Saints at home. They got the better defense. I think it's the Cowboys, but only by around 4 points.
But I also
But
think
it's
it's
gonna be a close
whoever
one.
plays better on offense can also decide that football game.
We got the Steelers in a bounce back game. They are at the Raiders. The Steelers need this game.
They need this game right
need
here.
this
They
game.
need this right here.
I think they win by 14 plus. I think it's going to be because the Raiders don't want to win.
The Raiders just clearly want to tank. They don't want to win any football games.
We got another intriguing game: the Rams at the Bears.
Ooh.
The Rams are actually favored by 3 on the road, but I am feeling.
You're feeling the Bears.
I'm feeling the upset here. It's
You're
time.
feeling the Bears.
All of the top teams have had a little bump in the road, you know. Everybody, I think it's the Rams. You go to the Bears coming off of a loss. Khalil Mack is wanting to hurt somebody because he didn't get to hurt anybody last game. And, well, that's if Trubisky's back. I think Trubisky's going to be back.
If he's not coming back,
If he's not back, the Rams may beat because Daniels will probably throw a pick or two.
yeah, well,
But
Daniel's not a
but
superstar quarterback.
I am feeling the Bears on an upset here, so we'll just see how that goes. We got the Jets at the Bills.
Well,
And again, the Bills are favored by 3.5, but I'm feeling another upset. I'm feeling the Jets winning this one. They came this close last week against the
yeah,
Titans,
they came like
and this is going to be a little bit of a better game. So I'm actually feeling the Jets on that one. Go Big Al. Got the Patriots at the Dolphins. The Patriots are favored by 7.5. The Dolphins give them some trouble down there. I don't think the Dolphins win, but
they. So you're
think it's-
saying there's a chance.
I'm saying there's a chance the Dolphins could sneak one out. But I've got 7.5 points, so I'm going to take the Dolphins plus 7.5. It's going to be more like a 4-point win for the Patriots. I think it's more like a 24-20 type game than it is 7.5. Even if it's 27-21, you got 6 there. You know, it's that 4-6 spread is what I'm looking at there.
Okay.
Got the Colts at the Texans. The Colts coming off of a skunk, but they're going to the Texans. The Texans they're an okay team. They've only won 9 in a row.
They've only won 9 in a row,
Yeah, so Houston's favored by 4.5. I think they win by
which is
7
an
to 10.
NFL record, mind you.
Yes, I think.
And Houston's playing lights out right now.
Yeah. So I think I will take the Texans about around 6, 7, 10 points. We got the Falcons at the Packers. I'm feeling the Packers on this one too. They got the old coach out, got the new coach
They
in.
got a little more energy.
They're gonna be proven that it was his fault. It's Mike McCarthy's fault. It's not ours. So we're gonna win by 20 points this time. You understand? So I got the Packers on that one. Falcons are struggling a little bit. Too.
Yeah, Falcons are 4-8. What happened to them? Oh yeah, injuries.
And then-
Injuries.
And then we got a Lions at the Cardinals. I would probably take Detroit in this one.
Although Detroit has the same record as Atlanta.
Yeah. Detroit's got more talent, though. They got more talent. Talent has to overcome at some point, you know.
At some point.
I'm gonna take Detroit around 3
It has to end
5 points.
sometime. The mediocrity has to end sometime.
And then Monday Night Football. We've actually got a decent game. Vikings at the Seahawks. Vikings.
That's the game between two of the NFC wild cards.
Yep. Those are that's the number 6 seed going to the number 5 seed. Seattle's a really hard place to play, and I'm not a Seahawks fan, but
But when you compare the quarterbacks, who's going to be better?
you like that? Or Wilson. I'm gonna
I'm
take
gonna lean to Russ.
me some Wilson on that one, boy.
And if they win, the Seahawks are 8-5, heading
And-
to the last
and-
3 games.
And pretty much got a playoff seed locked up unless they fell on their face. So yeah. But that's it. That is all for week 13 and week 14.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. Be sure to talk to us down below. Tell
Send
us
us some
what you think
thoughts.
about. Send us a thought. Hit a like. How about share us with your friends? Tell your friends about us. Share the video.
December is
Throw
the
it up on
season
your
of
Facebook
giving.
page or something. It's the season of giving. Give us to other people. Anyway, be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the little groovy
Groovy
baby
baby
button over
button.
here somewhere.
Somewhere on my head.
Other than that, we are out. We'll see you next time.
See you next week.